going to a bathhouse. My first decade out as a gay man, I refused to go to a bathhouse. I didn't know why. I just was fearful, uncomfortable with the notion of walking into this place where sex was everywhere. Now I know why. Hi, this is Mike Balaban. Welcome to another episode of BAMMER Talks. Today I'm going to try to explain a sexual identity that has only recently, in the last decade, I think, been defined, and one which I identify with, but only began to realize that in the last year at 69 years of age, even though I've been behaving that way my entire adult life. The identity is called demisexuality, or you're a demisexual. I don't particularly love the term. I don't think it's the best way to describe what I am, but I accept it. Demisexuality means that you need to not only be physically attracted to your sexual partner, but you need to feel an emotional connection in order to get aroused and have sex with that person. Now, why is that such a distinctive identity? Because we live in a world where men, more than women, and gay men especially, I think, have learned how to separate what I call transactional sex from romantic sex. You know, the old adage is that, women need a reason to have sex, men just need a place. We live in a complicated world. It's not so easy to meet people and date and fall in love and have relationships. And we're all, men with testosterone-driven urges, and we get horny. And sometimes we just want to have sex. And so men have divided those two types of sex, and mostly, not all, don't have any difficulty, performing and going through and having sex and just getting a physical release and nothing more and moving on. I've always jokingly called myself a lesbian in a man's body. Lesbians are noted for the need to have an emotional connection and the desire to move in jokingly with each other on the second date. Well, that's kind of me. I like to feel close to the person I'm having sex with. And in the absence of that closeness, I might not get an erection. And that's always put me in an awkward position where I'm reluctant to flirt and maybe online on Scruff or Grindr, arrange to meet someone, because no matter how attractive their photos are, I'm fearful that when I meet them, I won't feel connected and I won't feel attracted and I won't get aroused, and therefore I'll be a failure. So I didn't know this back in my 20s. It was an era when relationships were not in vogue. We were rebelling against generations of having to hide and being stigmatized, and we were embracing the idea that sex was available to us whenever we wanted, as often as we wanted, with whomever we wanted, unlike the straight breeders. Since we couldn't get married and have kids and move to the suburbs, we embraced this separate identity. Except me, I didn't fit into that. I was out trying to find dates with people who wanted to go home 5 minutes later. And so my entire adult out life as a gay man, I've avoided, and in some cases never experienced, some of the common, defining events of a gay man. Going to a sex party, having a friend with benefits. My problem is that if I started having sex with that person, I would develop an emotional connection and want to be partners. Going to a bathhouse. My first decade out as a gay man, I refused to go to a bathhouse. I didn't know why. I just was fearful, uncomfortable with the notion of walking into this place where sex was everywhere. Now I know why. Ultimately, I would end up going to bathhouses in other countries more as a tourist, looking around, thinking, well, maybe I'll meet somebody and have a chat and start to feel close, and we'll go into a room and have sex together. Well, that's not the way it works in bathhouses. You grab somebody by the arm. If there's a mutual attraction, you go in a room and you do it. So I never did that. Well, now I'm at a point where, knowing who I am, finding that out at the advanced age of 69, I'm no longer embarrassed. I have the language to be able to say to a potential partner, if I'm talking to them online, or if we're even in real life, we meet and the subject comes up, I can say, I need a little more time with you. Or when I meet them online, I think you're really attractive and I'd love to get together for coffee or a drink. I can't assure you that when we meet, I'm going to feel the way I need to feel to want to go home and go to sleep with you or go to bed with you. I mean, it may happen. And then I have the option, the luxury if I want, when I meet someone, even if I'm not attracted in the way that I need to be to get aroused, if I feel like having sex because I haven't in a long time, and that person is primarily a top or at least flexible enough to do whatever is needed, I can say, look, I'm not sure if I'm going to respond the way you might like in bed, but I'm willing to try and we can see what happens. So that's who I am. And finally, at 69, I'm embracing it. I'm proud of it. I can talk the language of sex without feeling kind of ashamed that I might not be able to measure up to what everybody else does. And it's liberating. I hope that maybe some people who are listening to this right now are identifying with this as well and realizing that it represents them and that it gives you the same freedom it's given me. Thank you so much for listening. This has been a BAMMER Talk. Go Demisexuals.
Hi, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. There's lots of content coming that you won't want to miss. Please also like and comment if you have topics you'd like for us to discuss. Thanks a lot. See you next time with much love and gratitude. Goodbye.